Ladies and gentlemen, this is more than just numbers on a screen. It's a battle for the soul of two great nations. On one side, the United States is roaring back with a job surge that screams resilience and relentless grit. On the other, India's rupee is slipping, a stark reminder that even giants face storms. This July 4th showdown is not just about economics, it's about identity, pride, and who refuses to back down when the world watches. In this moment, we witness history in motion, a clash of hope against hardship, strength against struggle. The American dream isn't just surviving, it's exploding with opportunity. Meanwhile, India, a land of billions, faces its own crossroads, where every fall of the rupee echoes in the hearts of millions striving to rise. This is the story of two giants, locked in a dance of destiny, each refusing to be defined by defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real. The American job surge you're seeing right now, it's not some lucky streak or a coincidence. This is the pure, unfiltered result of grit, sweat, and the refusal to quit. It's the story of millions of people who woke up every day, looked adversity straight in the eye and said, "Not today, I'm coming back stronger." When the world was shaking, when economies were collapsing, and when hope felt like a distant memory, Americans dug deep into their core and showed the world what resilience really means. This surge isn't just about numbers or percentages, it's about people, the construction worker who kept building when materials were scarce, the small business owner who fought tooth and nail to keep the doors open, the delivery driver who covered more miles than ever, making sure essentials reached every corner. They are the heart and soul behind those rising employment charts, and their stories are nothing short of heroic. Think about it. History has always shown that America's strength lies not in its perfect moments, but in its comebacks. From the Great Depression to the aftermath of wars, from recessions that shook the very foundation of the economy to the challenges posed by global shifts, this country has never bowed down. It bends, it adapts, it fights back. This surge is no different. It's the manifestation of that relentless spirit that defines what it means to be American. This is the comeback of the everyday hero, those who refuse to be labeled by setbacks. When the chips are down, they don't wait for someone else to fix things. They roll up their sleeves, get to work, and rebuild. There's a power in that hustle, a raw energy that refuses to be bottled or tamed. It's unapologetic, bold, and sometimes even a little rebellious, because it challenges the narrative of doom and gloom that the world loves to sell. It tells a different story, the story of a nation waking up and saying, "We will not be defined by our hardships, we will be defined by our comeback." And that comeback is not just measured in jobs created or GDP numbers, it's felt in neighborhoods where hope was fading, now buzzing with new opportunities. It's in families who saw stability return, where before uncertainty was all they knew. It's in the pride of workers who can say, "I am part of the engine driving this nation forward." What makes this surge so powerful is that it's deeply personal. Behind every job added is a life transformed. It's the single mother who can finally breathe a little easier, knowing she can provide for her kids. It's the young graduate who sees a future worth fighting for. It's the factory worker who has a renewed sense of purpose. This surge restores more than livelihoods. It restores dignity, pride, and belief in the American promise. It's the living proof that when you combine hard work with hope, you create something unstoppable. But don't get it twisted. This is no fairy tale. The journey to this surge was brutal. There were layoffs, shutdowns, and moments when it felt like the whole world was against us. Yet in those moments of despair, the American spirit didn't just survive, it grew fiercer. It became a wildfire of determination that spread through cities and towns, factories and offices. People refused to be victims. They became warriors in the fight for their future. And now we see the fruits of that battle, not just as statistics, but as the heartbeat of a nation on the rise. What's also remarkable is how this surge is reshaping the very identity of America. It's challenging outdated ideas about who we are and what we can do. It's telling the world that America's greatness is not just a legacy of the past, but a living, breathing reality of today and tomorrow. This job surge sends a message that our people are not waiting for permission or handouts. They are claiming their place in the global economy with confidence and pride. It's a reclaiming of the narrative, a refusal to accept anything less than greatness. In every city, in every small town, in every heart beating with ambition, this surge echoes loud and clear. We are back, and we are stronger than ever. It's the sound of dreams reigniting, of barriers breaking down, and of a nation refusing to be held back by fear or uncertainty. So yes, When you see those numbers rising, know this: you're witnessing the power of resilience, the triumph of grit, and the unstoppable force of a people who will always rise. Ladies and gentlemen, this is more than just a job surge. It's a declaration. It's the loud, proud roar of a nation saying, we will fight, we will work, and we will win. This is America showing the world its true colors: bold, fierce, and unapologetically unstoppable. And that right there is the kind of power that changes history. ChatGPT said India's Rupee Slump is not merely a number on a financial chart, it's a reflection of the pulse of a nation caught in the middle of an intense battle. When the rupee falls, it's not just currency losing value, it's the echo of millions of dreams, hopes, and struggles. Behind this slump lies a story of resilience, a story of a country that has faced hardships before and refused to be defined by them. The rupee's fall might shake markets, but it cannot shake the spirit of a billion people who wake up every day determined to build, to grow, to fight. This is the story of India, not the India of the headlines, but the India of the streets, the villages, the factories, and the hearts of those who refuse to back down. Think about the sheer scale of what India carries: the hopes of a billion souls, a tapestry of cultures, languages, and dreams so vast, it almost defies comprehension. The rupee slump is a hard knock, yes, but it is also a test of endurance, patience, and unwavering resolve. For every point the rupee drops, there are countless stories of families tightening their belts, of entrepreneurs pushing through uncertainty, and of workers showing up day after day with a fierce determination to make progress despite the odds. This is not weakness. It is a silent roar of defiance echoing across the subcontinent. What makes this moment so intense is the tension between the promise of India's future and the harsh realities of the present. India is a nation of contradictions: immense wealth alongside poverty, booming tech hubs alongside struggling rural communities. The rupee's decline brings those contrasts into sharp focus, forcing the country to confront challenges head-on. Yet within that confrontation lies immense strength, because the heart of India beats not just in its economic indicators, but in its people who have survived centuries of colonization, partition, and countless crises, only to rise again and again. This slump is another chapter in that epic story of survival and resurgence. The emotional weight of this moment is heavy, but it's not crushing, it's galvanizing. It's the kind of pressure that creates diamonds. When markets wobble, it tests the character of a nation. It demands courage from leaders and citizens alike. It requires belief, not blind faith, but a gritty conviction that better days will come. And that belief is not naive. It is forged in history. India's history is full of struggles that seemed insurmountable, yet time and again the people found a way to rise. This rupee slump is part of that ongoing saga, a reminder that progress is never a straight line, and every setback is an opportunity for a comeback. Look beyond the numbers and you see the soul of India refusing to be tamed. You see small business owners recalculating budgets, but not abandoning their dreams. Farmers adapting to changing realities, but not surrendering the land that feeds millions. Young innovators in cities, pushing boundaries despite financial uncertainty. Each of these acts, seemingly small, build the foundation for a future where the rupee will rise again, stronger and steadier, because the strength of India isn't in a stable currency alone, it's in the fierce determination of its people who know that no fall is final, unless they allow it to be. And this moment demands more than patience, it demands pride. Pride in a heritage that survived centuries of turmoil, pride in a culture that celebrates diversity and unity simultaneously, pride in a nation that refuses to be broken by economic fluctuations. India's rupee slump is a challenge, yes, but it's also a call to arms for every citizen to own their power and responsibility. It's a reminder that the strength of a nation is measured not just by its markets, but by the resilience of its people. That spirit, unyielding and unapologetic, is what will ultimately define India's future. In this moment of uncertainty, the rupee slump becomes a symbol, not of defeat but of a fight that's far from over. It's a reminder that every setback, every dip, is temporary when met with courage and conviction. India's story is not one of decline, but of relentless ascent. The rupee's fall may make headlines today, but it cannot silence the rising tide of innovation, ambition, and hope that pulses through this incredible nation. This is a story of a people who refuse to be broken, who will rebuild, redefine, and rise, stronger, prouder, and more unstoppable than ever before. ChatGPT said, this showdown between the US job surge and India's rupee slump is more than just a clash of economic indicators. It's a raw, unfiltered reflection of what resilience truly means. Resilience is not some abstract concept or a neat phrase people throw around when times are tough. No, Resilience is the soul of every individual, every community, every nation that has faced hardship and refused to be defined by it. It's the force that pushes you up every time you're knocked down, that makes you stare adversity in the face and say, I will not be broken. And right now, in this historic moment, we are witnessing resilience writ large on the global stage. Resilience isn't about perfection or never falling. It's about what happens after the fall. It's about standing up, brushing off the dust, and stepping back into the arena with more fire than ever before. The United States job surge is a perfect example of this. It's the story of a nation battered by crises, but never defeated, a nation that faced massive layoffs, shuttered businesses, and unprecedented uncertainty, yet refused to give up. That surge represents millions of people who woke up each day and fought for their future, who refused to be victims of circumstance. This surge is proof that resilience can create opportunities from chaos, hope from despair, and strength from struggle. But resilience isn't just about one country. Look to India, where the rupee slump might seem like a setback, but in reality, it is a test of endurance and spirit. Resilience there is embodied by millions who carry on despite economic challenges, by entrepreneurs who innovate when resources are scarce, by workers who push through uncertainty with grit and determination. The rupee's fall may rattle markets, but it cannot rattle the unwavering spirit of a nation that has risen from greater challenges before. It is the grit in the face of the fall, the refusal to be silenced or stopped by temporary losses. Resilience means knowing that setbacks are not endings. They are setups for comebacks. What makes resilience so powerful is its emotional weight. It is a deeply human experience. It's the mother who sacrifices so her children can have a better life. It's the young person who chooses to learn and grow, even when the future feels uncertain. It's the community that pulls together when everything seems to be falling apart. Resilience is the quiet roar of defiance that says, I will survive, I will thrive. Both the job surge and the rupee slump highlight this spirit, one showing the victory of resilience in action, the other the fierce determination to overcome and rebuild. This showdown also reveals a fundamental truth. Pride and resilience are inseparable. Resilience without pride is survival. Resilience with pride is revolution. It's the difference between merely enduring and unapologetically owning your power. Both the United States and India are displaying this pride, not a passive pride, but a loud, bold, rebellious pride that refuses to be diminished by circumstance. It's the pride that drives innovation, fuels hard work, and insists on progress despite the odds. This pride is what makes resilience contagious and unstoppable. It says, we will rise, and we will do it on our own terms. And let's not forget that resilience is never a solo act. It's a collective force. The surge in jobs in America is powered by communities, families, and workplaces all pulling together. The fight against the rupee slump in India is supported by millions of voices, from the farmers to the tech innovators, all contributing to the nation's heartbeat. Resilience is a shared story, one that builds bridges across borders and reminds us that in our struggles, we are not alone. This showdown isn't just a competition between two countries. It's a testament to the universal human spirit that refuses to yield. In the grand narrative of history, moments like this are the crucibles where legends are forged. The resilience we see today is more than just bouncing back. It's about rising higher than ever before. It's about redefining what is possible in the face of adversity and daring the world to doubt you if it must. This is the true power behind the U.S. job surge and India's rupee slump, a power rooted in unbreakable human spirit and the relentless pursuit of a better tomorrow. So, when you look at this showdown, don't just see numbers or statistics. See the millions of hearts beating strong. See the stories of comeback, of grit, of unapologetic pride. This is resilience in its rawest, most beautiful form. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a force that will not just survive this moment, it will transform it and rise beyond it. This moment, the clash between the U.S. job surge and India's rupee slump, is a powerful reminder that progress and greatness don't come to those who wait quietly or bow down to fate. Instead, true progress belongs to the rebels, the ones who refuse to accept the status quo, who stare down challenges and say, not today. It's a celebration of the rebellious spirit that drives the world forward, the relentless hunger for growth, and the unapologetic pursuit of greatness that fuels nations and individuals alike. Whether it's the booming job market in America, or the fierce determination of India fighting against economic headwinds, what we are witnessing is a story about guts, passion, and the refusal to be tamed. To be unapologetic means owning your power without hesitation. It means walking into every room with confidence, no matter the odds stacked against you. The surge in American jobs is a bold declaration that this nation is not waiting for permission to succeed. It is a loud, proud statement from workers,
entrepreneurs and communities, that their time is now. Every new job created is a victory against doubt, a middle finger to despair, and a step toward reclaiming the American dream. This momentum didn't come from wishful thinking, it was earned through sweat, late nights, and an unshakable belief that no obstacle is too big to overcome. On the other side of the world, India's Rupee Slump might seem like a setback to some, but it's a spark igniting a fierce fire within the nation. It's a challenge that demands more than patience. It demands rebellion. Rebellion against the idea that economic fluctuations can define a country's worth or future. The spirit of India is not to accept defeat silently, but to fight back with innovation, resilience, and bold ambition. Whether it's the small business owner adapting to new realities, or the tech startups pushing the boundaries of what's possible, this is a nation refusing to be shackled by the weight of temporary setbacks. India's story is a vivid illustration of how rebellion, when fused with pride and determination, becomes the engine for transformation. This unapologetic pursuit of greatness is the heartbeat of every revolution, economic or social, that history has ever seen. It's the fire in the belly of those who refuse to be sidelined or silenced. It's the force that breaks chains, disrupts old systems, and demands new possibilities. Both the U.S. job surge and India's fight against the rupee's fall are examples of this energy. They show us that greatness isn't something handed down, it's something fought for and seized. This spirit doesn't just survive adversity, it conquers it, reshapes it, and uses it as fuel to climb higher than ever before. And this moment also reminds us that progress is messy, it's loud, it's defiant, and it's never perfectly polished. It's filled with setbacks, challenges, and moments where the world doubts you. But that's exactly where the magic happens. When you reject the idea that you must play by someone else's rules, when you choose to own your story and write your own definition of success, that's when transformation begins. The U.S. job surge and India's response to their economic challenges show us that being unapologetically confident means embracing the chaos and turning it into opportunity. It means seeing every obstacle as a challenge to be met head-on, not a wall to stop your progress. This rebellious spirit belongs to anyone who's ever been told they couldn't, shouldn't, or wouldn't. It belongs to the worker clocking overtime to feed their family. It belongs to the entrepreneur risking everything for their dream. It belongs to every person in America and India who refuses to be defined by the headlines or the market fluctuations. They are the true heroes of this story, the ones who refuse to be small, who choose to roar louder in the face of doubt, and who demand the greatness that is rightfully theirs. So as the world watches this July 4th showdown, remember that it's not just a contest of economic stats, it's a battle of spirit. It's the fearless, unapologetic pursuit of a better future that unites us all across borders and challenges. Whether it's the surge of American jobs or the fiery resolve of India's people, this is a story of rebellion, pride, and unstoppable momentum. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what true greatness looks like. As we stand at this crossroads, witnessing the surge of American jobs alongside the turbulence of India's rupee, one thing is crystal clear: this isn't just an economic duel, it's a defining moment for two powerful nations, each driven by an unyielding spirit that refuses to be broken. The numbers may tell one part of the story, but the real story is far deeper, far more human. It's a story of courage in the face of uncertainty, of pride in the midst of adversity, and of a collective refusal to accept anything less than greatness. In the United States, this job surge is more than a statistic, it is a declaration. It speaks to a people who have been tested time and time again, but always come back stronger, tougher, more determined. Behind every new job created lies a story of resilience, sacrifice, and unwavering hope. It is the story of the worker who refused to give up, the entrepreneur who bet on their dream, and the communities that rallied together to build something greater than themselves. This surge isn't just about employment, it's about reclaiming identity and purpose. It's a fierce, unapologetic reminder that America's strength lies not in its comfort, but in its grit. Across the ocean, India's rupee slump may appear on the surface as a setback, but it is much more than that. It is a challenge, a call to action for a nation known for its ancient resilience and vibrant spirit. The rupee's dip echoes the trials faced by millions, yet it also signals an unrelenting will to fight back. It reminds us that India is not a land defined by momentary losses, but by a history of rising from ashes, time and time again. The rupee slump is a moment that tests the patience, creativity, and spirit of its people, and the response, whether in the hustle of markets, the innovation of startups, or the daily perseverance of families, shows a country that refuses to be dictated by fleeting economic tides. What ties these two stories together is an undeniable truth: resilience is not about never falling, it is about how fiercely you rise. Both nations, in their own way, are rewriting the script of struggle and success. They are proving that setbacks are not ends, but beginnings, that in every challenge lies the seed of opportunity. This is the heartbeat of progress, beating loud and proud in both New York and New Delhi, in small towns and sprawling cities alike. But this moment demands more than resilience. It demands pride, pride that fuels the relentless pursuit of growth, innovation and transformation, pride that empowers people to stand tall when the odds seem insurmountable, pride that refuses to settle for less than what is possible. It is this pride that turns a job surge into a movement, and a currency slump into a rallying cry. It is the fuel that drives dreams, and ignites the fire of ambition in millions. This is not a quiet revolution, it's loud, it's bold, and it's unapologetic. It defies the narratives that try to box nations into failure or success based on fleeting numbers or headlines. It is a reminder that true greatness is forged in the crucible of adversity, and it is owned by those who dare to claim it, whether in the factories of America or the bustling markets of India. This pride is a roar, a powerful, unstoppable force that shakes the foundations of doubt and despair. As the world watches this July 4th showdown, let it be known that this is more than just a contest of economies. It is a celebration of human spirit and determination. It is a tribute to the power of hope, the strength of conviction, and the beauty of relentless courage. It is proof that no matter the challenge, no matter the fall, the will to rise again burns brighter than ever. So to everyone watching, take this moment in, let it inspire you, let it remind you that greatness is never given, it's earned through struggle, sacrifice, and an unbreakable will. Whether you find yourself in the heart of America or the soul of India, know that you are part of this story, a story that refuses to be defeated, a story that refuses to be silenced, a story that roars with the power of resilience, pride and unapologetic greatness. This is the spirit that will carry us forward. This is the force that will rewrite history. This is the future, bold, fierce, and unstoppable. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the real showdown worth celebrating.